Yo, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today we are going to be doing something different. We're doing a tier list video on all of the Bedwars items. In my opinion, of course, I'm going to rank them all from, as you can see, remove tier to almost every game tier, meaning like I buy it almost every game. So we're going to start with the remove tier. Let's just put everything in there and then we can talk about it in a second here. And I think that is about it for the remove tier. Starting with Obsidian, it's just really annoying. And like, it doesn't take skill to use. It just makes the game take a lot longer and less fun for people. And overall, it just, why? Why not just play the game for fun? Why buy something that takes 20 years to destroy? Not fun in my opinion. I don't use Obsidian. At least, unless I'm trolling. It's funny troll. Funny troll. Chainmail armor. Unless I have 5 billion stacks of iron, I am never going to buy chain armor because... why? Just why buy it? It's a waste of iron in my opinion. Not that great of armor, and if I have all that iron, I probably have enough gold to get iron armor anyways, so chain armor is just out the window. See you later. Next off, we have the clay, which unless you just want something to look pretty, I think endstone is just infinitely better. Like, why buy clay? It's lame, stupid. Unless you want it to be pretty and match your color, then goodbye clay, goodbye. Water buckets can be used for water bucket clutching, right? That's pretty cool. I like water bucket clutching. Or it can be used to defend your bed from explosions. But water bucket clutching, you can ladder clutch instead. Bad from explosions, blast proof glass. I just don't like water, especially because it's annoying to deal with. Like when it's on a bed, like it's just not fun to deal with. It's just annoying. Sponges. Well, if water doesn't exist, sponges don't need to exist anyways. People don't use water enough anyways for the sponge to exist, in my opinion. And it just makes a little bit of a smoke screen, which is just kind of annoying. And if you have a low spec computer, it just kind of kills your frame. So I think it's stupid. It doesn't need to be here. Next, the power bow. I never use the bow for damage. I use it for knockback and knockback alone. But if you're using it for damage, then get out anyways. Nobody needs it. So the power bow is just a waste of gold because the normal bow does the same thing as the power bow for knockback. Like, no point. Diamond axe and diamond pickaxe. So the diamond pickaxe, if there's no obsidian, there needs to be no diamond pickaxe, right? And you don't need to mine anything else that fast. It's just obsidian, and there's no obsidian tiered wood to break, so you don't need this. And you know, it keeps them even tiered, so then it's not like there's an extra tier of axes or an extra tier of pickaxes or anything. It's just not needed. Pop-up towers. Kind of same thing. If you have a low spec computer, it can kind of lag you. Unless there's like some cool pop-up tower clutches that I'm missing. Just wool and ladders, which you can buy separately and use better, like make it more efficient. So I don't see the use of pop-up towers personally. But if there's some stuff that I'm missing, you can feel free to let me know down below. But overall, I think they could be removed. And not too many people would miss them. The annoying tier. And I think that's it for the annoying tier. Starting with fireballs. If you fireball jump, that's sick, right? But if you're trying to build the mid or to a diamond gen and somebody shoots a fireball across the map and you just get smacked in the face with it, that's not fun. That's annoying. You know, if you built up above somebody skillfully when they were trying to build up above you and you just outplayed them and they just fireball you off, what the heck? Why? I won that. Like, come on, man. I just think it's stupid for the most part. Like, fireball jumps are sick, though. And yeah, I use them sometimes. But that's why they're not removed. They're just annoying. Bed bugs. Their hitboxes are like tiny, like smaller than my pinky tiny. I'll like smack it or think I smacked it and it's just like, nah, you actually didn't hit me. By the way, I'm just gonna knock you off the edge or do a ton of damage. Oh, hey, there's my teammate, or you know, the person that threw me. I'm gonna come kill you now because he took a bunch of damage from a silverfish, and I think it's stupid. Iron Golem, balanced by the 120 cost, but you know, you put something on your bed's probably not gonna get destroyed. Keyword probably. You bring it to somebody else's base, you get a free bed basically. They do a ton of damage, ton of knockback. Unless you have something arranged to kill them, you're not killing them. Bridge eggs, just inefficient use of emeralds. You know, I guess it bridges fast, right? Or you could use it as a projectile, but overall you could just speed bridge and save an emerald and use it on something else. Knockback stick. I get hit by this thing, I get launched into the stratosphere, through a black hole, into the nether portal, and then into the void. Like, it's not fun for me to deal with. And then if I hit someone with it, they go like 2 blocks. Like, I don't like it. can be for funny trolls, right? Like Mr. Zeif, man, if for some reason you saw this, you make the funny trolls, but not for me. I don't like the stick. Diamond armor. If somebody's just better than you at PvP, I understand, but it's really expensive. And overall, I just don't see a use for diamond armor for the most part. Like, yeah, it could be useful, especially if you already have everything else you need, then you can go and get it, right? And it's useful in that aspect. But besides that, not really like that keen on diamond armor personally. I think that you can just go with like iron armor and have something better. These tools, like just the tier below diamond, you don't need to destroy wood that fast. Like, no need. And there's better uses for gold. For this, you don't need to destroy endstone or clay that fast, in my opinion. Like, I guess you can, but you know, if they have fatigue, I guess it helps. But there's an item later for that. So personally, better uses of gold. Don't think it's useful. Bows used for knockback, like I said, unlike this one, which I guess we put the arrow with it. But you know, you can just use these guys for the knockback instead of the power one, but they're expensive. And I personally think that they're kind of cheesy. I don't really use them, but you know, they can be used for knockback and they can be really annoying. This one's especially expensive, by the way. The emerald one, no, but not really that useful in invisibility. Unless you're destroying Obsidian, which, as I said, should be removed. You don't really need invis. Other than that, it just gives you one free fight win because you can sneak up on someone and it's just like, oh, hey, I got 2 or 3 hits. You're either knocked off or I do so much damage that most of the time they're not going to come back. So, not a big fan. Not a big fan. It's pretty cheesy. I do use it, especially if I already bought it for like destroying a base, but yeah. Average items. Pearl. Milk. This stuff. This stuff. I think that's it for the average items. Pearl, you can do some sick clutches, right? But it costs 4 emeralds. It's expensive. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a good item, but it's very expensive. You can use it to travel around the map quickly. Expensive. So you could probably use emeralds for something better. Magic milk, really good if they have a ton of traps, and if they use traps. It's not good if they don't do it, but it's good, right? It's still a good thing. I like it. Endstone. You have something extra to place around your bed, so then they have to use an extra tool or take extra time to break it. So it always helps out a lot. This just better version of water for destroying projectiles or stopping projectiles. So if it's placed right, it's really hard to break a bed because then they have to get in with tools and all that sort of stuff. So saves you a ton of time, ton of effort, and all that sort of stuff. Diamond sword, extremely strong, very expensive. So it's just kind of average. Same thing with the iron sword. It's still kind of expensive, but also extremely strong, especially against chainmail and leather people. This one's good against chainmail, leather, iron, diamond, whatever the heck you want. End game, they're both really good, but I don't buy them every game or even close to every game, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good items, and if you want to buy them, I'm not going to bash you for it. Next, really good items. I think that's it for my really good tier here. So we're going to move these guys together. Tier 2 tools cost 20 iron, 10 extra than the wood ones, right? But they break stuff as fast as you need it to break. Like, you can break your endstone or clay or wood fairly quickly. The only thing that's bad about them, they downgrade. So that's why they're not in the almost every game tier. Some just don't even upgrade, but they're awesome if you do get them. Like, they're very good, very versatile. And overall, they're pretty cheap and I like them. The wood, kind of like endstone, but it only costs 4 gold. It's pretty cheap. If I'm playing doubles, my teammate always buys it. And sometimes I buy it myself. But, you know, it just gives you an extra thing for them to break and saves you time, saves you defense and all that sort of stuff. So, boom, there you go. Ladders, if you know how to use them, they're insanely OP. Because guess what? You get 16 ladders for 4 iron. You can use them to ladder clutch so you don't take fall damage. You can use them to negate knockback because you take less knockback on ladders. You can use it to trap people. I've seen Zeif and stuff do that, right? And just, you can use it to get up a bridge faster if you bridge straight up, blah, blah, blah. There's so many things you can do with them, and they're so cheap, and they're just so good. If I knew how to use them better, they'd be in the almost every game tier. But if you know how to use them, they're awesome. If you haven't learned to use them, learn to use them. Trackers. In a 1v1 situation, trackers OP. They try to invis on you. Guess what? Shows you their distance and their direction. If you don't know where they are, also shows you their distance and direction so you can find them. Like, it's just great in 1v1 situations. I love it, and I get it quite often in the late game. Speed. You get to go Sanic fast. You can catch up to people or run away because of that Sanic speed, right? I swear you get extra reach from it. So, you know, if you want that extra reach or, you know, get extra hits, because I always get extra hits. I swear I do when I have it. It's awesome. 1 emerald. It's pretty cheap, but it's efficient. Jump boost. So you can jump over people. You can jump up builds. You can build higher. You can take less fall damage. If you use invisibility, you can sneak around things. And it's a pretty good potion overall. You know, jump over someone, knock them in the void, all that sort of stuff. Only costs 1 emerald, so it's pretty efficient overall. I still like speed a little bit better personally, but still a very good potion and definitely worth an emerald. And lastly, the almost every game tier. Not in order. None of this stuff is in order. This is just stuff that I almost always buy and all that sort of stuff. So starting with the stone sword. It only costs 10, but it does a ton more damage to leather people than wood. So I almost always buy it. If I have the chance, I'm just like, hey, I have 10 iron. Boom. There, now I have a stone sword. And there you go. You just get extra damage for super cheap. Iron armor. Way better than chain. Cheaper than diamond, right? And you just get, you know, you kill your side rush. You take the gen. You almost have enough for iron armor. Boom. There you go. And then you get super stacked, take less fall damage and just less damage in fights, and you're more protected. And then you have the intimidation factor of having iron armor, because I'm more scared of someone with iron than leather. That's just me personally, though. And wooden tools. You can break wood. You can break your endstone and clay. A little bit slower than, you know, some of the other stuff, but it's efficient. Costs 10 iron, and that's it. 10 iron each. So boom, you're set. And they don't despawn. Like, you know, you don't lose them if you die with them. So there you go. I was about to call it clay. Wool. You use it to build everywhere. You can use it as a bed defense. You use it to build up, block clutch, all this sort of stuff. And it's cheap and efficient. So pretty self-explanatory. Like the number one thing that you need in Bed Wars. It's awesome. So make sure to get it. The shears, that's what they're called. Oh, I skipped the gapple. The gapple. Guess what? Take fall damage, regen. If you eat it before you take fall damage, then you have absorption hearts, right? So then you take less. If somebody's slightly more stacked than you, then, you know, you get an extra hit because you have 2 absorption hearts, or you get the regen, and they can just help you out in so many situations, stop you from having to die or void, because, you know, you can regen a lot quicker, and they're fairly efficient, only 3 gold. So I think they're pretty good personally. I get them almost every game, and they definitely help. Now we're on to the shears. Can't skip the gapple this time. Breaks wool insanely fast, so if somebody only puts wool on their bed, for 20 iron, you just get a free bed, basically. You can spleef some people if you're good enough, right? That's a free kill. And like I said, they're just insanely good value. 20 iron, and boom, there you go. And it's just super quick on the wool. Super quick on the wool. Lastly, TNT. I personally am a TNT fiend. When I do my first rush, I usually get wool and TNT. I don't go wood, but, you know, and then I can either build over, TNT their bed and break it. If they try to build over me, I can TNT jump, get past them, break their bed, or, you know, just something like that. Like, it's always useful in my opinion. I never find a, like, bad use for TNT. I can almost always use it, whether it's to jump or to break somebody's bed. And it's only 4 gold, so I think it's really efficient in solos and doubles, and I almost always buy it. I love it. I love TNT. But that is going to be it for today's video. This is my tier list. Like, this is how I think that the items are tiered personally. If you have other ideas, feel free to comment that down below. I will also leave the link to this in the description below, so feel free to comment that down. I really do appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to comment what else you want to see on the channel. Leave a like on today's video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you guys are new. Make sure to hit that bell for notifications as well. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in another video. Goodbye.